Yes, it is the guy on the solemn cards, but that does not qualify this as another solemn card. Stop lying. If your opponent controls more cards than the total number of cards in your hand and your side of the field, it doesn't count their hand, which I guess if it did, this card would be a lot better. Draw cards equal to that card deficit, your current card deficit, whatever. It's the same shit. Basically, if you're fucking losing on board and in hand, you have to have like really no cards for this to actually do something. And since Scales Adjustment stays in the field while it is resolving, you'll be drawing that many cards -1. Besides the obvious terrible pun, this card is balanced. Certain cards that let you draw, potentially a lot of cards, can be exploited in certain decks. Scales of Judgment is one of those things, if you can empty your hand, empty your board, and then your opponent has, I would probably say, maybe 3 cards. In that case, you'll be drawing at least 2, but you want to go much, much deeper than that. You want to draw an obscene amount because why the fuck would you play a card that is okay when you're losing? You want to draw a shit ton of cards. I feel like if you only draw 2 cards off the shit, you're doing it wrong. I understand that in this game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Mons that we know of, we're not getting back grades for charity. Whole pot agreed. So they've been making really shitty renditions of cards in Scales of Judgment. Although balanced, it is pretty shitty in comparison. Now, with that being said, I don't think this card is good enough for people to play around. Sure, you could draw cards. It don't matter if you can't kill me. You would have to be losing terribly. This would have had to stay on the field at least 1 turn. And you would basically have to hope that your opponent overcommits. If this card is set, your opponent's not going to know that it's set. And because it's a set card, not a face-up one, it's going to be a mystery to the opponent. So some people, just because they don't know what you have, they might not overcommit, which in turn makes Scales of Judgment not so good. But in the event that you draw some cards, I guess that's cool, but you would have to forcibly empty your hand, make sure there's nothing on the field, if not a little bit of shit, for you to get some mileage. So, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate it. If you would like to support me in some form or fashion, all you ask is you spend literally seconds out your day and click an advertisement. The money goes towards rent, and I'd be grateful, appreciative, say thank you very much in advance. You can find some time to do that. Perfectly balanced.